Good day, boxing fans. First off, congratulations to my countryman, my man Pumalala Kafu, who upset the odds and beat Kosei Tanaka on a split decision in Japan to become the new WBO junior bantamweight champion of the world. I thought he was a live underdog. I thought he had a chance, but honestly, I didn't pick him to pull off an upset. And congratulations to him. I'm so happy that he made a fool out of me. Now, onwards and upwards. This Saturday, it is the turn of welterweight Thulani Mbenge to upset the odds when he takes on Michael McKinson at the Copperbox Arena in London, England. Now, Michael McKinson has got a record of 26 wins and 1. It's an excellent record, but he only has 4 knockouts, so he's clearly not a puncher. So that's not something for Mbenge to worry about. And his only loss was by way of stoppage. And Mbenge has got 15 knockouts in his 20-2 record, so he can crack. Is this a golden opportunity for Mbenge to pull it off and score a big win in the UK? It looks like that if you just glance at the paper, but maybe not. You want to find out how the fight breaks down? Then stick around. Now, Thulani Mbenge had a very good comeback fight after he took a loss in a closely contested fight overseas against Suleiman Chisoko. He had a good win and an absolute barn burner of a fight against an Argentinian by the name of Leandro Ariel Fonseca. Fonseca came to win. He turned it into a war. He lost widely on points. He didn't win many rounds, but he was there every round and in Mbenge's face, and it was just breathtaking exchanges from the start to the finish. Mbenge showed that he very much can fight at a high pace for 10 rounds and that he's still very much a force to be reckoned with, and he still has some oomph in those fists of his. Now, Michael McKinson, as I've said, he hasn't got a big knockout ratio. He's got only 4 knockouts, but he has scored many knockdowns. Somewhat like Ricardo Malajika's second to last opponent, also from the UK, that was Marcel Braithwaite, low knockout ratio but scores knockdowns. Why is that? And then we see that McKinson has been stopped in his only fight, so there's a glimmer of hope for Mbenge, but that stoppage was to Virgil Ortiz. Now, Mbenge can crack, as I've said, but I don't think he quite hits as hard as Virgil Ortiz, who's one of the premium punchers in boxing today. Now, the thing with Michael McKinson, I went and watched a couple of his fights, and here's what worries me. It's just an awful style matchup for tools. McKinson, you can understand why people don't want to fight him. He is awkward as heck. He reminds me a bit of Billy Joe Saunders. He's a southpaw, and he has the style where he runs around the ring, he steps around you, and he attacks in these spurts from funny angles. He gives you these cuffing shots. That's why he doesn't have a lot of knockouts, because he doesn't sit down on his shots and he doesn't go for it, but he punches you with his funny cuffing shots, or he pot shots you with shots from the outside, and then he steps around you very quick and he turns you, and if you get close to him, he holds you and he pushes you back. He looks quite physically strong, and he's a little bit of a dirty fighter to me. If I look at the way he uses his head is always in your face like that. He did that with Virgil Ortiz, and boom, there was what was ruled an accidental headbutt and a cut on Ortiz in the first round. So he does work with his head on the inside. There's that the Mbenge camp will have to watch out for. He pushes with the elbows, and he does do the rough stuff. That's another thing about Michael McKinson that you have to look out for. But the thing about Mikey, as his fans call him, he's quick. He's quite athletic, he's quick on his feet, he's quick with his hands, and he's awkward as heck. Now, the thing of Thulani Mbenge, if you come to him and you slug it with him, then you're going to have a world of trouble, because Mbenge is good offensively. He bangs to the body, he bangs to the head, he's got a very good left hook, That's a game that he's good at, when his opponent is coming to him, or when it is a sort of a calculated boxing match in the center of a ring. Where I struggled in the past was with awkward guys that are not necessarily punchers. His other loss was to Sebastian Formella, another close fight in Germany. And he struggles when guys are running, boxing on the back foot, turning all the time and attacking in spurts, just like McKinson does. So that's why I'm saying I looked at the fight quickly on paper. I think, yes, this is something that Mbenge can pull off. Then I watched some tape about Michael McKinson, and yeah, if you had any choice, and our South African fighters rarely have a choice because our currency is very weak. You want to get something significant, you got to go and fight on the road. If you want to get to the world title level, this is for the IBO welterweight title, a title that Mbenge previously held and lost to Formella. If you count the IBO as a world title, I know internationally not so much. It's kind of a Cinderella organization, but it's a belt that's a really good stepping stone and means a lot to both fighters. Nobody wants to fight McKinson, and Mbenge wants to get back where he was so that he can knock on the door for the really big names. And this is the thing now. So for Michael McKinson, I think it's obvious what he's going to do. He's going to fight his usual style. He's gonna cuff, and he's gonna pot shot, and he's gonna run, and he's gonna turn, and he's going to hold, and he's gonna use his head, and he's gonna push back, and he's just going to prevent Mbenge from getting settled and planting his feet and winging. And he's a good counter puncher, Michael McKinson. And if you get Thulani Mbenge uncomfortable when he does load up on his punches, and he starts reaching for you, he starts missing badly, and he gets open for counters. And I think that's what Michael McKinson is going to do. What must tools do here? I saw in the Virgil Ortiz fight, even Ortiz was given a lot of trouble by McKinson. He was winning rounds, that he was given a headache, and it was a rough affair for Virgil Ortiz. And he eventually got McKinson by concentrating on the body. He really banged him and digged into the body, and that's how he eventually stopped McKinson. He made his body give out. So Mbenge will have to be aware not to go, and he'll have to put a lot of pressure on McKinson, but he'll have to cut off the ring. He'll have to do that better than he's done it before. You'll have to cut off the ring, you have to move McKinson, you'll have to be the stronger guy. Now Mbenge has got the height, he's got the reach. I'm not sure if he's got the reach. In fact, correction there, I just know he's got the height advantage. So I'm assuming he's going to have a reach advantage over Michael McKinson. So he's going to have to put pressure on McKinson without running after him in straight lines and following over his feet, and use those long shots to hit McKinson in the body. He's going to battle to hit him in the head firstly. Hit him in the body, really dig to the body. That's where I think he should focus on, because I think there's where the chink in McKinson's armor is. And another thing that McKinson does that I don't like at all is he jumps in with his chin up in the air like this. He jumps in like that with his chin up in the air. If you can time those rushes, and it's difficult to time him, that's why not many people could take advantage of it, because he gets in so quickly. But if you can time him with that, rip him with an uppercut, or smash that right as he goes forward with his chin in the air, there's an opportunity for Mbenge. McKinson doesn't knock guys out, but he does knock them down quite often, and that's when he counters them, and he catches them from an awkward angle, and the surprise of a punch plus his opponent being off balance causes that knockdown. So that's a thing that Mbenge must be careful for. He mustn't get over eager, get caught with a punch that knocks him off balance, and that's a knockdown, and that creates a hole on the scorecards. That's also what he needs to watch out for. So Mbenge, I think he must put pressure on McKinson, but intelligent pressure. He's going to have to try and limit his movement in the ring. Hit him with long shots at first, hit him to the body, try and time his rushes if he comes in. Because if he can do it, he's got some power, he might score a knockdown. And the other thing that McKinson does, I don't know if he's going to do it against Mbenge. I expect him to be wary of Mbenge's power. But his last fight against the undefeated fighter, Musa Lawson, he stood here on the inside and he leans forward like this, and he works you he works his head around your face, he irritates you. And then he goes like that to a body. If he does that with Mbenge, take a step back. I think that's not something, if I was McKinson, that I would try with Mbenge. Mbenge should take a step back, work that uppercut, bring him up and hit him with a left hook over that. And I think that's where the chance can come in for Thulani Mbenge. Now, who is going to win, guys? Take a quick moment, just punch the like button for me if you enjoy this channel. And tell me in the comment section, who wins this? Michael McKinson or Thulani Mbenge? How do they win it, and why do they win it? It's always nice having this debate in the comment section, because I've been wrong plenty of times. It's just me giving my opinion. I'm basically a fanboy with a camera and also a keyboard for my stuff that I do on the ring. But who's going to win and why? That's what I'm interested in. I'm rooting for my guy Thulani Mbenge to pull this off. I think it's a winnable fight for him. I think he has a chance. I just think, as I've said, it's a terrible style for Tools. It's not the kind of fighter he usually does well with. You know, Fonseca, the Argentinian, it was a war, and Fonseca came to fight, to his credit, but he won clearly that fight in that war because Fonseca had the right style for Thulani Mbenge, you know. And he hasn't fought a southpaw for very long, and McKinson is a southpaw also to boot, you know. And the last time he fought a southpaw, it's many fights ago against a Filipino when he was at the prospect stage, and he had his battles there. You know, I think he might have adjusted to now, and clearly would have had the right sparring. But that also worries me a bit about Thulani Mbenge. So Mbenge is going to have to cut off a ring on McKinson. He's going to have to work that body. He's going to have to time his rushes getting in. And I think Mbenge is definitely going to have his moments in the fight. He's definitely going to hurt McKinson here and there. He's going to have those big shots. But my fear is McKinson is going to run around, step around, frustrate him, and let his hands go in spots and then go away and hold him and make it a very ugly, hard to watch fight. And just, you know, in the end, they're going to say, well, the harder shots of Mbenge, but then McKinson has been working all around, and Mbenge is going to be made look awkward going after him. And then you're going to sit with one of those fights of what do you like? And the UK is not Japan. Japan, you can win a very thin decision like Kafu just did there, and Eki Butler did in the past. And the UK, on the promoter show, you're not going to go out there and win a close decision against a local boy. It's not me hating on the UK, it's boxing. The same thing goes true for us here in South Africa. If you are visiting fighting here, you're also going to battle getting a fair shake on a close card. I'll admit it. So it's not me hating on you guys. I appreciate UK boxing, but I think it's where it's taking place and the style of his opponent is going to make it hard for Thulani Mbenge to pull this off. So I'm going to go with McKinson by decision. And once again, like with Kafu, I'm hoping I'm wrong. We're wishing Thulani Mbenge all the best. I just think Michael McKinson is a wrong style. It's a style that can make it an ugly fight. It's a style that can make it close on the cards. That's not what you want when you're fighting on the road. But let's hope I am wrong. Well, that's it from me, guys. Please remember to share the content among your boxing connections. If you enjoy it, please consider subscribing. And until I see you again, remember to keep those hands up.